Mr. President of the Venice Commission, distinguished Dean of the Law Faculty of the Bucharest University, distinguished ambassadors, distinguished members of the Parliament, professors, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to address to you all at the beginning of this conference in the context of the 20th anniversary of the accession of Romania as a full member of the Council of Europe. Looking back after 20 years, I can say that the road towards the democratization of the country, it was a success, despite the fact that it was not easy, on the contrary. The accession to the Council of Europe in 1993 has radically changed Romania's profile after 1990 into a pluralist democracy where respect for human rights is consecrated in the Constitution and practiced in the real day-to-day exercise of governance, and where the rule of law is respected as a fundamental value of democracy. We achieved a lot, and this happened with the invaluable support of very good partners, the Council of Europe and, of course, of the Venice Commission. From a legal perspective, the accession to the Council of Europe meant the adoption of fundamental human rights instruments and represented a first step in Romania's democratic transition. Consequently, Romania's membership in the Council of Europe led to the advance of the legislation reform and to the harmonization of the national legislation with the European one, which decisively reflected into meeting the criteria for Romania's membership in the European Union. The Council of Europe was a constant partner in this process. This fact can only be a strong statement in support of the importance that this organization has in Europe with regard to the promotion of the culture of democracy, good governance, and respect among nations. The role of the Council of Europe organization that reunites states sharing the values of democracy, the rule of law, the respect of the fundamental human rights is essential in the effort to strengthen the democratic structure of the European system. The important role played by the juridical instruments created by member states is evidenced through the evolution that these states had undergone in fields like human rights protection, child protection, fight against terrorism, protection of regional and minorities' languages, or of the rights of persons belonging to minorities. As such, in the context of today's challenges, it is worth mentioning that these legal instruments provided by the Council of Europe and the good cooperation between member states are vital elements in our efforts to meet these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, Romania is an active member inside the organization, while being aware of the importance of the mission that the Council of Europe has in Europe and beyond. Romania will continue to promote the normative framework and instruments made available by the Council of Europe in its neighborhood, be it the Eastern Dimension or the Southern one. Our conference is taking place at a moment when Europe, including European organizations, faces important and deep transformations. The principle of cooperation with non-member states of the Council of Europe is essential, given the rapid rhythm of political and social changes in Europe's neighboring regions. With an active role in these regions, Romania is a firm supporter of the current processes of democratization, as well as a promoter of European values. Furthermore, an important goal is strengthening the cooperation, the dialogue, and the exchange of good practices with neighboring states partnering with the Council of Europe. The events of the Arab Spring made Europeans realize that there is a need for a new approach in the relation with the states from North Africa and Middle East. Therefore, the Council of Europe has elaborated a strategy aiming at facilitating the strengthening of the relations and contacts with the states in its neighborhood. The goal is the transfer of expertise in the fields of democratization, human rights, and the rule of law by offering the necessary support when asked. Romania supports fully this process of getting closer to the states in the neighborhood of the Council of Europe, either from the south or from the east of the European continent. This conference is an example of showing this support. Romania is ready to share its own experience, its lessons learned, even its mistakes in its own process of democratic transition and transformation, as sometimes it is better to learn how to avoid others' errors through its speakers, which will address to you throughout the sessions. I'm convinced that the theme chosen, which underlines the essential role of the political parties in the not always easy process of political change, will generate intense discussions and exchange of good practices among all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of my introduction, I would like to add one more thing which regards our longtime partner, the Venice Commission. Along the years, the Venice Commission proved to be a reliable friend of Romania. The Venice Commission had the opportunity to examine our constitution twice, both in 1991 and in 2003, as well as other important pieces of legislation for the consolidation of the Romanian democracy. As a matter of fact, the Romanian Constitution was the first such fundamental act submitted for an opinion of the Venice Commission back in 1991. Even today, the Venice Commission continues to be a solid partner of us. As a proof of our trust in the Venice Commission, we work nowadays together again on the second revision of our Constitution. The Venice Commission had and has a direct and frank dialogue with all Romanian authorities in this process of improving our constitutional provisions so as to enforce even more the rule of law and the democratic principles. The experts of the Venice Commission, which we highly appreciate, are offering us all the needed expertise in this process. I express my deep conviction that the Venice Commission is and can be a valuable partner for all countries whose esteemed representatives are present here today. I would like to add a final word of appreciation for the presence and for the valuable contribution of OSCE ODIHR, which is also a partner to our conference here in Bucharest. I wish in my turn all the success to the works of this conference. Thank you very much.